You're listening to the ReachCast Show, your weekly stop for the latest and greatest in the Planetside 2 universe and its community.
What's going on, everybody? It's December 30th, and you are listening to episode 66 of the ReachCast Show. Proud members of the AGN and Podcast Networks. It's Podcast with a K. I'm your host, Adam, a.k.a. Torkz. With me tonight is Mark, a.k.a. the Deringer.
Hello, everybody. It's almost freaking the 31st with how long it's taking you to get ready.
I kiss my ass. We got a special guest with us tonight as well, Nate, a.k.a. Twista X.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, fellas?
Knox can't be with us this evening. He is prepping for surgery. Thoughts and prayers go out to him. This week's show is brought to you by Kindergarten Cop. I have no effing clue why that is. And also by great listeners like you via the Support the Show tab.
Tom will get it.
ReachCastShow.com.
Joke for Tom.
Okay. It's a Tom only joke? I get it. Okay. We played with DPSO. That's Dropping Purple Smoke. For those of you who don't know what the acronym means. Outfit X and Recursion this week. This week, it's all community driven, no patches, so we're not going to be listing crap for the next 45 minutes that changed in the game. That being said, let's go into the player interrogation with our buddy Nate here.
Oh, it's that time, huh?
Listen, you are going to tell us everything we want to know.
Okay.
Now you are involved in the ReachCast interrogations.
All right, buddy. This is your time to tell us all about you, Twista X, and your Planetside history, your outfit, your show, your site, all that fun stuff, man. So have at it.
Cool, man. Well, as you guys mentioned earlier, I'm Twista X. I'm the leader of Outfit X on the server Connery. We are more or less a spec ops type of outfit. We don't necessarily like to run along with the Zerg outfits. I'm sure you guys know what those are. Cough, DPSO. But anyway,
you should be talking about your own factions, Zerg outfits.
No, we've got enough.
Cough,
so.
devil, dogs.
Yeah, you can have them too. They can switch up for all I care.
Even lately, Recursion's a freaking Zerg outfit, so let's not.
Oh, Tom's gonna love this. Tom's gonna be like,
Recursion. You think Recursion is?
Lately, pretty small.
Lately, they seem to be everywhere all at the same time, but
I don't know. We haven't rolled them in a while, but they may have grown. But anyway, yeah. So as Torkz mentioned, we do have a podcast show also that we do, and we try to focus primarily on game updates and stuff. So we don't do as many episodes as you guys do here on ReachCast. But when a game update does finally show up, we do break it down and try to, go over all the important stuff. But been around since the outfit itself has been around since 1998. We started back in Tribes, of course.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got some players that are still around from that date too. So we used to play competitive on the ladder. I don't know if you guys ever play Tribes?
Not seriously. I toyed around a little bit when it came out, but not anything like that.
I never played it at all.
Yeah, you definitely missed out. It was one of the more fast-paced games, but there was this thing that was discovered in it that made it like super fast-paced because you could ski down like terrain and stuff. And
jetpack skis, right? You can.
Well, the jetpacks were to go, get elevation like the light assault in Planetside 2. But the trick was when you hit a downslope on a hill, you would spacebar like you're jumping rapidly, and it would be just like you're on ice. So you could potentially be getting up to speeds of 100 miles an hour. I don't know. I've seen some pretty fast guys. But anyway, yeah. So, and the funny thing is, I don't know if you guys know the history, but the guy that actually helped develop Tribes was originally one of the developers on Planetside 1. And so that's why some of the Tribes players kind of migrated into Planetside. But anyway, that's where Outfit X started in Tribes. So been around for a while, man. Anyway, if you guys are out there, if you're interested in listening to the XCast show, the website is outfit-x.com, and it's all hosted in-house. So we had Torkz on last week, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, man. It was fun talking to you guys, dude. You have that, you kind of lay back approach, and you're doing that. You could do a good breakdown of when the releases are coming out, or when the patches or basically content comes out. So
Yeah, and it's kind of tough though. Lately, you guys know that the content's been very skim.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's kind of set us behind. I mean, and I mean, we can come up with episodes and bullshit and stuff like that, but I'd rather, talk about the content, because that's what the players like to hear,
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I'm not sure what else to tell you guys.
Yeah, man. I think it's a good synopsis, I think.
I think so.
Is there anything else? With that said, unless you got anything twisted, we're gonna go do some community briefing.
Cool.
Attention, soldiers! Get your butts in here for this week's community briefing.
All right, everybody. As Torkz alluded to earlier, this week is pretty much a 100% community-driven show, so we're going to be doing a lot of community briefing this evening. So, just like Twista X just said, not a lot of patch information out there, so we can take some time and talk about some of the various things that are rattling around in some of the players' minds that need to get out. You know what I mean? So,
I guess. What are you trying to get at?
So, first topic for this week, we want to talk about one of the posts on the official Planetside 2 forums. Someone had asked a question about bridge energy shields, and Malorn had taken some time to respond to the questions on it. So they want to know how the bridge energy shields are going to work. And they included a picture of what looked like a shield that was laying horizontally in the middle of a bridge. And they want to know, how is this going to work in game? So first off, Malorn explained that they're more like energy bridges, and that is something that they specifically want to add to Theres and have appear over the lava fields on Theres. So they'd work a lot like the ones that are on the PTS on Hassan at Hurakan right now. And he asked people to actually get over there and start testing them so that they can give feedback. But I immediately pictured in my mind playing as an infiltrator and hacking these energy bridges, because once they're hacked in your favor, enemies will start to fall through them into the acid slime on Hassan, and potentially when we get to Theres, they'll fall into the lava and burn to death. And I'm just cackling in my mind thinking about these energy shields and hacking them.
Not that they would learn after the first guy fell in. They would all just drive in. That's your...
Well, imagine if you've got
Zerg would just follow.
You got a few tanks parked on it, already and shelling, and then an infiltrator comes in and hacks it, and they all fall through. I can just see that happening.
Oh man, I really hope people aren't crazy enough to park tanks and like other vehicles on top of energy shield. That seems like
I guarantee it's going to happen a lot when people are driving over it. It's just going to flip, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" As they fall through.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I wonder if there's like a, I guess in lack of better terms, a green, yellow, red. Like you flip it, and you have like 10 seconds to run off the bridge.
No, I want to see them purple, blue, and red, and then change color as they get hacked. And then all of a sudden, bam! It's not your color. You're falling through.
They hack so fast, though. Man, it's just.
Well, so it's going to be a console that somebody can hack, or you're assuming that's what it's going to
be? I think they said that they're
already hackable right now on the PTS on Hassan.
Okay.
Yeah,
and you can change them one way or another when you hack them. But they actually posted a picture of a bridge, and right in the middle of the bridge is this just rectangle of an energy type. It's not so much a shield as it is an energy bridge that will flip one way or another to deny people access to the base.
Yeah,
I want a giant dragon head to come out of the water and just kill everything.
I want to be able to use a remote controlled dragon out of the lava and just come up and slot. I want to be like
cast a fireball.
Yeah. All right. Anything else for them, Art?
No. Again, just throwing it out there that Malorn would like you guys to go over to Hassan and test that stuff out and provide feedback. They're always looking for it.
Yeah, if you guys want to hit PTS and test, excuse me, man. Jeez. I always want you to test on PTS and send them information. So once it gets to live, it's kind of slower to be updated. So if you want updates quickly, check out the PTS. So just a general concern to check out.
Yeah, they never get enough people to test it, and it goes live, and then it fails, and they wonder why.
Yeah.
Players, you got to go over there and test this thing, get some good data, and fix it before it breaks on live server.
Thanks.
Start offering me station cash, and I'll test it every day.
There you go.
They did say something a while back. Didn't they do something where...
They gave a 3-day XP boost.
Yeah, it was an XP boost. That's what it was. If you tested during
I took advantage of that.
Yeah.
That was before Performance Update 1. They had a big test at the Crown, and I joined in at that.
Start doing that more.
Yeah.
It's my suggestion.
Well, now that a lot of people have the anniversary package, they don't need those boosts so much anymore.
Did you guys save up your XP boost for the double XP weekend?
I was running the anniversary one at the time.
Yeah, me too.
So I do have a couple 3-day ones still sitting around.
Yeah, I'm sitting on them too.
Believe it or not. I'm concerned because I'm making slow progress. I guess I need to play more than I thought. I've spent a lot of time hunting snowmen, and I guess it's not the optimal XP generation. So I need to spend some more time playing just hardcore farming instead of just screwing around. Because I've been spending basically the last 2 weeks, I've been hunting snowmen pretty much every time I log on. Sometimes I've been playing with outfits, but it's been a lot of snowman hunting.
They're gone shortly, though, aren't they?
Soon.
I gotta look it up.
Early January, and I can't remember. It's the first week in January now.
January 8th was the last day.
It's early January.
No, 18th through the 1st.
It's really early January. I want to say it's, yeah, like you said, the first. So it's first week.
That's 2 days from now.
Yeah. So I got the ones that are required, the titles that are required for them. So it's not a big deal.
And you can still get the snowball guns title later, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the snowball gun's not required in a time period. The snowmen are. So yeah, check that out if you get a chance. Are you done? Anything else to that, Mark?
Nope. You can move on to the next topic.
All right. I want to give a thank you to Kogoros, I guess how you pronounce that. He does the Nanite Systems comics. He's done a number of them now, and I just wanted to give him big props because anybody that continues to do content for the community, it's out of the goodness of his heart. And there's a lot of YouTubers and everyone else. I want to give you guys thank yous as well, but Kogoros, I always read your comics and they're always entertaining. So thank you for that. That's really all there is to the Nanite Systems comics, unless you guys have read them and you have a specific example you want to cite for me. But the ones I've always read have been very entertaining.
That one's funny that you got posted there.
Yeah. I want to say the very first one he had was like a dude dropping out of a drop pod. He lands and he's like taking a crap, and he opens up the doors and like
surrounded by
BSers, surrounding him. And it was like a TR guy.
Yeah,
guy does good work. So I want to make sure he gets his due props.
They're short and funny too.
Yeah, he keeps them pretty short. They're not anything crazy. They're anywhere from 12 frame, anywhere from 4 to 12 frames usually most of the time. And it's pretty good.
You know what he needs? He needs like an iOS and an Android app that he can release them on a weekly basis too.
Like Cyanide and Happiness.
Yeah, exactly. Like Cyanide and Happiness. He could take off that way.
Why's it got to be iOS? How come it can't be Android?
I said both. iOS and Android.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Why can't it be Windows, huh, bro?
Oh.
Well, because Tom's the only one who uses a Windows phone.
And no joke, he's the only person in the world that uses a Windows phone. Poor guy. I keep telling him, he's like, what are you doing there? I'm like, something that requires,
Well, the worst case is, have you seen his phone?
Yeah,
it's cracked.
It's all busted up.
The screen is all busted up, and get a new phone.
Get out of here, dog. Jesus.
All right, are we done with Nanite?
Yeah.
All right. Nanite System comics are good. If you haven't seen any, you definitely should. We'll include a link to his most recent one in the show notes so people can check that out. All right. Next up, moving over to the Planetside Universe forums, is the time to kill too fast in game is a question that Chip M. Hazard has recently posed to the community. He's got a poll up there, and he'd like to know what people's thoughts are on time to kill since Performance Update 2. Currently looking over it, the majority of the responses feel that it is either too fast or it is fine in its current form. Too Fast slightly edges out that it's fine in its current form, like 35 to 34%. So very close with the way that it's thinking. But it does show that a lot of players think the time to kill is a little too fast in Planetside 2 right now. And the majority felt that the nanoweave changes had a drastic effect on time to kill. So this poll is still open, and Chip and Hazard's still looking for more people to jump in and take the poll. And also there's a pretty good conversation going on regarding time to kill and whether it should be extended because it's a little fast right now. So I definitely recommend people that are interested in this aspect of the game to head on over to PSU and A, take that poll, and B, contribute to the conversation.
Yeah, there's a lot of competitive players that are concerned about the TTK for the game right now. It's just with the general health pool being reduced and now nanoweave. I mean, nanoweave is generally the same effectiveness it was before, but it's not at a more general level like the health pools were, and it definitely has a different feel to the game now. Not to mention the hitboxes now being different from what they were. It concerns me because it feels like with the hit detection sometimes being off, you get killed before you can react, and that provides a very unsatisfying gameplay session. You know, if you're dying consistently in a course, in a CQC environment to either pumps or something else, and you don't even render or recognize you're being hit before you're dead, that is the quickest way to frustrate either new players or veteran players. Mm-hmm. And concerns me that that's going to continue on with hitbox and detection issues. Detection issues being the foremost in that. It seemed like they've gotten a lot worse than they used to be.
I think there's not really a way to fix that, being that it's a client side game, and as long as they hit you on their screen, regardless of where you're at, you're going to die. So I'm sure you guys have had this happen to you where you run around a corner. You're pretty sure you got away from the guy, but you still died from his bullets because maybe you thought he shot you through the wall. Well, that's how they're able to fit this many players in the game, because of the client side hit detection. And there's not really a way to fix that. I mean, it's not really a battle of latency. It's a battle of, how fast the guy shoots you. And I haven't really had a problem with it lately because I've been playing the same loadout since day one, and they haven't really changed it because I use flak armor, so I don't really notice much of a difference myself. But I'm not sure that there's a way for them to fix it.
I agree that I don't know that there's really a way to fix it. I can't say that I experience that often. When I die, I know I die. I don't feel that it's kind of being delayed and that I'm getting hit when I shouldn't be hit. So I don't think that I'm running into that issue as personally, but I know other people in the game are. But another thing to think about with time to kill, and this was an argument that one of the people who took the poll when they felt that it was too fast, is they think that when the time to kill is so quick, it doesn't allow enough time for proper tactics to form within the game, and therefore it just turns into a Zerg versus Zerg game where people are just killing each other too quickly before any real flanking tactics or back and forth can occur within the game itself. And that's another problem with TTK being too fast. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah. Well, in Planetside 1, there was not hitboxes. It was all one hitbox. So there was no such thing as headshots. I think that's what's hurting the game, because on a client side game like this, headshots are what's causing. I personally think that's what's causing it, is the headshots. I think if it was all body, it wouldn't. The TTK would go down, I guess. Because TTK goes up, that means you die faster, right? Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think the headshot portion of the game is what's killing it right now.
Yeah, the TTK gets kind of exploited. Hit detection / TTK kind of gets exploited when you see one-shot sniping from short distance that you don't even recognize. One thing that really agitated me earlier is I had an MP basically decloak in front of me, and I was dead before I even saw the decloak animation complete. And I don't know, I'm wondering when the release of the decloak is actually complete to the point where they can fire their weapon. And it gets edged, when I'm seeing some basically within 5 feet of me, and I can see right in front of me, and he parallaxes me in the face before I even see him decloak entirely to render to fight. It's agitating to me. Like, I can't, what am I supposed to do about that? The guy, yes, he got the drop on me. I'm not going to argue that, but.
Well, that is something that's not right. I agree. You should not be dead before you can actually see the person decloak.
Yeah, it's
on the opposite though. I expect to be one-shotted by snipers. That's a sniper's job, and I expect to not know where it's coming from, to die from a random bullet out of nowhere. And I expect to see the sniper when that happens, not some random character. So that doesn't concern me as much. But in a case like what you're talking about, excuse me, definitely you should see them fully uncloaked before they can actually hit you.
Yeah,
and I think that's an issue on your end.
It might be. I don't know if it's. I mean, my upload and download is fine. It's not,
because I know that I can't fire until I fully uncloak.
On your screen.
On my screen, exactly. That's why I'm saying it's either an issue on your end or it's an issue of server lag.
Yeah, that could be the case. Here lately, it's been pretty bad, but I thought they were thinking about adding in another cloaking device for infiltrators that actually allowed them to be 100% invisible all the time, except they took away a rifle slot.
Yes.
But so imagine what Torkz is saying is going to get even worse, because they're going to be running around with commissioners and knifing you. Like Planetside 1, they were always invisible. So in order to see an infiltrator, you had to have a special implant.
Yes.
Or they had to be stupid enough to fire their weapon in your face or something like that. So just imagine 100% cloaked infiltrator that can fire a commissioner at your head, then knife you instantly.
But I don't know if they were saying that they want them to be able to fire while they're cloaked. I think it was
pretty sure they were.
I thought they were saying that there's definitely talk about a new cloak that if you stand still, it recharges. But I still thought you had to come out of cloak to fire a weapon, but you could still only use a pistol. I may be wrong, but that's...
If they allow that, and you can one-shot somebody in that combination, and you'll do it before they can move. And if that is the case, then that is going to be broken as shit.
Well, I expect them to release the night vision implant at the same time, because that's what you used in Planetside 1.
Exactly. I mean, I agree with you there, Deringer, that it's gonna be bad for everyone if they can fire while they're cloaked. I think they should make it to where you have to uncloak, but I'm almost positive I talked to T-Ray about it, and he said it was one of the options that they were looking at.
Well, that fool.
Which is why they're taking away the rifle slot, because they're only going to have their pistol, so that lets them fire while they're cloaked. But it may have changed.
Pistol does as much damage.
The commissioner's insane.
Yeah, I was
sniping people with the commissioner earlier.
Speaking of pistols, this is going off on a completely different tangent. I bought a game card over the weekend because I was under 700 station cash and I couldn't afford the snowball pistol.
Oh,
now, the new ones you get from GameStop give you the commissioner, the platinum one.
Mm-hmm.
That unlocks across all characters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why didn't the NS11 unlock across all characters when they offered that gun?
It's just different kind of code. I don't know.
I know. I was psyched that it unlocked across all characters, but then a little disappointed that the NS11 didn't unlock across all characters. I know I'm off on a tangent, but in case people didn't know, the commissioner, the platinum variant that you get on the GameStop Planetside 2 cards unlocks across all accounts.
Not to be too critical, but it's SOE, and every time they release a code, the code could have one of 100 different effects for what you could expect. Anniversary bundle, you could get across all characters. You could get XP with it. You might get even resources. You never know. You just put it in. Hopefully you get it. It's mixed with them, and it's always to be expected, and that's what it is. But be thankful that you got across all characters.
I didn't need it. They
could have just gave you a T-Ray logo.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got that. That's on every vehicle. You kidding me?
I know.
Across all my crap. All right. So next thing we have is fourth faction discussion. Rob brought up something. He was asking if maybe as a population stabilization option that they could give BR hundreds the option to create fourth faction characters. Well, turn into fourth faction characters, I should say. And you can play across any faction you wanted, and you could switch at will. but only allowed to BR100s. Now, I was telling Deringer this earlier. I don't think logistically I don't think they could really do that technically because of database unlocks, but maybe unlocking the option to BR100s to create a fourth faction character, maybe. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of, I know there's got to be a lot of technical.
Well, that's why he suggested limiting it to only NS weapons.
Yeah,
which are unlocked across all factions, anyways.
Giving those BR100s the capability to be able to affect the battle in a larger way, no matter what faction they want to play at the time.
I like the idea, honestly. Give something special for BR100s, because I don't think BR100s have anything special to them right now.
I definitely think there should be more progression to the BR100s. I think people feel like it's a waste of time to play the game after they hit BR100, and I've heard. Obviously, there are people that really enjoy the game, and they'll continue to play it even after BR100 for some objective they'll make up in their mind. But I think giving them something tangible is good. It's an option for them.
Yeah, I think the developers need to add in more content to the game, such as unlocked, not titles, but what are they called? Objectives, I guess.
Like a mission system, or
maybe like a mission system, but like if you play an Xbox game and you do some achievements, that's what they're called. Yeah, so that'll give people more things to work towards, and also we've got a couple of BR100s in the outfit, and they still play religiously because they're playing for certs and trying to get all their stuff sorted out, Yeah,
certs are a good progression path. I think, though, so you have multiple different progression paths you feel when you get to before BR100, and you basically lock out one. I feel like there needs to be something else to take the place of just your BR level at that point. At least I feel like there should be. But
yeah,
maybe I'm asking for too much.
Or give you the option to go sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sell your account.
Yeah.
Couldn't you technically do that anyways?
I guess. I mean, what would people get, though? They're going to get something that I guess they would get sorted
it's not
out.
worth it right now.
It'd just be like an old shoe,
Yeah.
Somebody's already wore it and it sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not in any rush at all to get BR100. I'm at 86 right now, and I don't care. I don't have membership, and I don't use boosts unless it's like double XP or something, but I'm not like this guy that's just sitting here farming. I like to play for the content, the teamwork aspect of it.
And you like to play with your outfit. That's the
exactly. And a lot of outfits nowadays, and I'm sure you guys have seen this too, but a lot of the leadership has died off because the game has not changed. And me personally, I make it a goal to, stay active and keep my members active. And because I know the game's heading in a good direction, the problem is it's not going fast enough. So, and that's a whole nother topic. So,
well, you say it perfectly. Unfortunately, they had to spend some time, on performance updates when really a lot of people are looking for content.
Right.
I don't think this game is ever going to progress at the speed that people would want it to. I just don't think that'll ever happen. And the unfortunate piece to that is that we as people that really enjoy the game will find ways to stay entertained. We'll create ways to stay entertained. And a lot of just general players out there today will not do that for this game, or any game for that matter. And
that's a lot of gamers nowadays have ADD, and they can't dedicate themselves to one game. They have to have 20 games going at a time.
Yeah, and it really it makes me wonder. I'm hoping that with the ADD, it didn't used to be the same when someone quit the game, and that's I'm speaking as an old timer, but back when I used to play, well, even now when I play heavy games heavily, a lot of people quit a game and they quit it permanently. They won't come back to it. But it seems like now I've seen more people jump back and forth so much. Hopefully when they get a little more content out there and they get, more continents, we'll get a resurgence of players. I can only hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Planetside 2 it's a hybrid, just like Planetside 1, it's a mixture of the first person shooter plus if they add in the achievements, that's going to be a whole new level of gameplay because people are going to be trying to do things, like some of the ideas I had for achievements were, jumping off a cliff and not dying for so many meters, or stuff like that. You're going to see players trying to achieve these things, and I think that'll add a whole new aspect to the game. But Planetside right now, it's just so interesting. It appeals to so many people because there's support roles, and you got your first person shooter roles, and you got your piloting, and it caters to a lot of players, so they do come back. They miss that aspect.
Yeah, I hope that continues to be the case as we move on with Hawson and Theres and Continental Lattice. And once they get those pieces in, the mission system and the resource revamp as well. Those are gonna kind of bring the game into a fully realized state in my mind.
I'm not so much concerned about the resource revamp or mission system. I just want to see more continents.
I think the resource revamp is going to add more to the game than you think.
Yeah, but I'm thinking back to the original Planetside that came out with more continents that you could shake a stick at.
Yeah.
I mean, this goes back to our discussion about games nowadays aren't released finished.
Right. Right.
Companies release them in an alpha or beta state and in the expectation that they'll release content as they go. And that's the expectation across gaming companies in general, it seems like. And with that, the player base has this expectation that they're going to receive content continually. And it's this back and forth between gaming companies thinking they can release, in this case, an unfinished product, at least through the player base's mind, and then the player base expecting content if they're not getting a finished product. And there's a tug of war between the two.
Yeah. Well, see, I give Sony or SOE a ton of credit for stopping everything and building a good foundation before they release Hawson. But then that just set back all of this work that was done for the developers that they probably already had done and saved to, some server somewhere. But this whole performance update stuff, it really needed to be done. I give them credit for doing that, but they need to get the ball rolling now. They need to get these guys focused on getting content. Otherwise, they're going to lose a lot of players.
Yeah, I'm under no illusions that they totally did the. I don't know if 100%, but I would say 90% of the entire reason they did performance increases for PS4. I really think that before they could release a finished product to that end of the division, before they could release the game, because I know that the releases for that are going to be different. They wanted a performance product that could run on PS4 without being crappy.
Yeah,
that's primary. I almost can guarantee that's the reason that their CEO decided to halt content to make that happen.
Speaking of that, did you see the article that Higby did saying that play on the PS4 is going to look like Ultra play on the PC?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he said specifically, when you play on the PS4, it will look as if you're playing on Ultra on the PC.
How is that going to work?
I don't know. That's the standard setting on PS4 is the same settings as Ultra. So it's going to look graphically like the game is on Ultra on PC.
Well, talk is cheap, so we got to see it, right?
Yeah, you're right. We have to see it, and we have until March until it'll be out on PS4, but it's in print. I'll find it if you need me to.
I can understand from their perspective if they have a set standard that they're working off of, developing from, that they can tune against a set hardware standard. And that's the benefit of having a console.
Well, a comment like that lends credence to what you just said, saying that you feel the performance updates were to stabilize the PS4.
They made it very blatantly obvious for those of you that pay attention that PS4 is their concern right now for the game. The player base is in the 11,000, 12,000 range for PC. It's increased in the last several weeks. That it's come up. Good. I'm glad. It's been great. I hope that continues that way. But they, as a company, feel like they're really getting their weight behind PS4. Like that's what they want to see the action at. Because I think they're hoping that they get a huge player base off PS4. Now, a lot of titles out right now definitely nothing that fills the niche of PS2. You know, there's several FPSs already out. You have Battlefield, you have Call of Duty, you have Warframe, you have Killzone.
Yeah.
You have, is there another one?
I don't think so.
But you don't have something on the scale of PS2. PS2 has its own niche. That's the whole reason a lot of us play this game, because it's amazing for what it is. Mm-hmm. But you can tell that they're getting their weight behind this. And I'm wondering how much of a concern. They say that it's two different development paths for the two, right?
Yes.
But there are content concerns that are shared between the two. And I'm wondering where the balance is going to be had with content being provided over making sure the game can run stably or run at its best on PS4. And how much of a player base is really going to be there for PS4 as they imagine, if that is the case.
Where was this discussion last week when T-Ray was on the show?
Well, I mean, he even said on the show last week, you know, we're coming to PS4 soon. Don't count us out. Yeah. You know, and I hope they're right. I got a PS4 sitting right next to me. I'm going to be playing it on PS4 when it comes out just to see what kind of player base is there. But
are they anticipating big fights like we do now on the PC version? Well, or are they going to cater it down?
I think it's supposed to be. I don't know how many servers they're releasing for PS4. Have they set? I haven't seen any release on that, on how many they're going to release it, and how many servers they're going to have at release of the PS4 when it goes live. But I get unless I'm totally off base, they are expecting a large turnout and hoping. Well, any company would hope for a large turnout, but they're putting their weight behind that because that is their hope for the major player base of PS2.
And I do think they expect large battles. It's not going to be like a 64-64 Battlefield 4. It's going to be like what you're experiencing right now on the PC.
Yeah, it's the same battlefields, I per se, quote. But
the same amount of people on every map.
The only difference is you're seeing things like aim assist introduced. You're seeing, I'm sure there's going to be other modifications to some slight things, but it's the same play fields.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I want to see how it looks first before I'm sold on it, because
we've seen nothing.
The PC version, it's going to excel because you've got all the hardware, where the PlayStation is limited by what's already in the box. So I want to see a big 300 versus 300 versus 300 fight on the PlayStation, and then I'll be sold on it.
Well, I mean, PlayStation 4 is a computer after all. So
well, it is. But I want to see how the hardware inside of PlayStation 4 that is 2 years out of date to the most recent PC hardware is going to run this game on Ultra.
Right.
When I'm running a $1,500 rig that's years newer in hardware standards than a PS4, and I can't run it. I can barely run on high and decent frame rate.
Right.
Explain that to me. Like, how do you work that out? So whatever Higby says, technical specs aspect, that's bullshit. There's no way that's possible unless they've optimized everything in the game around that one hardware standard and they somehow made that capable. I don't know, but that blows my mind if that is the case.
We're going to have some overheating PlayStation 4s.
Yeah, PlayStation 4 is going to explode like when we're playing it, because there's no way. We'll see. Like I said, I'll be playing it on PlayStation 4. I hope for the best, but that seems like a little bit over optimistic. Unless the PC version is so under optimized that they still have a long way to go. I don't know. That's my thoughts.
We're still in the beta.
Still alpha. Don't even have continental lattice. Still alpha.
Damn it.
All right. Go on before I throw more of a fit, Mark.
Yeah, let's move on to the next.
It's too much.
I came across this on Reddit. It's a new Planetside 2 Android app that's being developed by Redditor MonoNZ. I assume he's in New Zealand. But basically, an Android app that is pretty similar to what the Planetside Players site is. He's called it Planetside 2 Archives, and he's looking for Android testers to help him out on a variety of phones and other formats. So being an Android user, I thought I'd help him get the word out. So we'll include a link. I've been playing around with it. It's fast on how quickly it pulls your information off of the API. A lot of it is still coming soon, but it looks so much more polished than the official Planetside 2 one. So,
That's pretty cool. I have to try it out. Is it on the market already?
yeah, it's out there. It's listed as a beta out on the Google Play Store, but
Nice.
fully downloadable. I downloaded it, took 2 seconds, and I was playing with it earlier tonight. It's not bad.
How are the security? What's the access limits on this thing? I know some of those apps out there, they ask for permission to access your contacts and all this stuff. Is it pretty?
It asked for 1 permission, and I'm afraid I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
Maybe I think it was a network permission. And that was the only thing it was asking.
I think it was to all of your personal pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All your
But
naughty pictures.
it's polished. It looks nice. You know, I just searched for my character, and it came up. My only complaint so far is that actually typing in the name to search is very slow, and I don't know why that is. But once you actually do a search, bam, it pops right up. He's only got the overview in and the statistics in right now, but you know, full list of all your statistics, full list of, you know, your BR, what outfit you're in, your current search, total kills, kill death ratio, etc., your current resources, which is nice. But yeah, like I said, it looks nice. So I thought I would give this guy a little help. So if anybody else who's listening is an Android user, we'll include a link. Go check this out and give it a run on whatever phone you're using, and help this guy stamp out some bugs. Always nice to see something new.
Heck yeah.
That's out there. A lot of it's still listed as coming soon right now, but I think he's got a very good base for a pretty cool app. And like I said, it's fast.
Whatever happened to the Planetside 2 official app? That thing just kind of like never.
I mean, it's out there.
Yeah, but it just kind of died. No one ever even talks about it. No one uses it.
Dude, that thing made my phone overheat, and it made my IR sensor stay on.
Dude, I'll tell you what, that app takes more space than most full-fledged games that I have. In fact, I'm opening it up right now.
And you know, I remember in the beta, all these promises that were made that there were supposed to be for outfit leaders and commanders and stuff. You were supposed to have this option to be able to launch like.
Well, you're supposed to be able to control your own stuff and talk through it. You're supposed to be able to use their VoIP systems to talk through it to your people and watch the flow of battle and control your people through an iOS app. Like, I remember that being a huge selling point for me when Tom was first telling me about this game, and I have heard nothing, not a damn thing about that since the release. That was pre-release. I heard that.
Well, you're supposed to be able to drop missiles too as a commander. You're supposed to be able to drop like strikes every so many hours.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Sitting on your toilet dropping bombs.
Double entendre right there, everybody.
I think there's a bunch of stuff that they have coming for the game, but it's how much of it is really coming and how much of it is decided that it's been shelved and not told is a different story. You know, I don't know.
That's what's going to happen to that PlayStation 4 article you watch. It's going to disappear to the unknown.
I was trying to find it.
You're trying to find it back. It says Ultra and it's been edited. It says low. And you don't know how it happened. Like, you don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, Higby didn't post it. Somebody else posted it, and I don't know who it was.
Yeah, who knows? We'll see what happens when it comes out. You know, talk is cheap. But when the game comes out, we'll see what kind of player base and how the game looks. That's the main thing. And I guarantee the week that it comes out, I will not be playing on PC. I'll be hammering that game.
Really? Are you that good at the consoles?
No. Not by all. I'm just saying I'll be hammering it just to see what it's like. And to see if
he'll be hammered playing it.
Dude, I'm on my couch. I'll chill out on my couch. I'll get hammered. I'll eat some pretzels. I'll play some. But anyways, I want to play it a lot because I want to see what the player base is like. What kind of because we've cut the PC player base is kind of leveled out. You might see 1,000 player fluctuation from any good day to bad day, but for the PS4, it's a whole new venue. I wonder what kind of what console players will feel about this game when it comes out. You know, you wonder if it's going to reach some sort of niche that was totally unreachable before. We'll see, and hopefully it'll run on ultra settings.
Yeah, I can't really think of any MMOs FPS on consoles right now.
No,
I don't play console either, but
no, I don't either. I'm not a console gamer. I've never been before, and my wife happened to get one for Christmas for the kids. I'm like, you know what? This is a great opportunity.
You know what? That's mine.
I'll be playing some Planetside on this. And so hopefully they'll get it out soon. We said March. I didn't see that before. I thought you said early 2014 or 2015. 2014.
Pretty sure Smedley said March.
Yeah, and you know that in order to have a game on the PlayStation Network, I think you do have to have achievements in the game. You can't just put a game out there and not have achievements because of players. The PlayStation Network has a whole wall of that crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they call them trophies, don't they?
Trophies now, yeah. I guess Xbox calls them achievements, but
yeah, so you have your trophies you earn, and it tells you to all your friends, and your Facebook gets populated with them, and your mother can tell you that she's proud of you for killing a tank or whatever the case is. Facebook, because it's got Facebook integration and all that crap. So, yeah,
we better see some achievements in PC version pretty soon.
Congrats for crashing into a galaxy with all right.
Crashing into a friendly galaxy with your Reaver.
Yeah. Congrats suiciding yourself into a galaxy on the Reaver. Alrighty. The community question for the week. Last week we took a week off due to Christmas and eggnog. And this week our question to all of you is, what is your most memorable PS2 moment in 2013? It could be anything. It could be outfit. It could be whatever you want. We want to hear what really you remember out of 2013, what was a great moment for you in the game. Because as lovers of this game, we love to hear other people's great moments in the game. So, and you know what? Since Twista's not going to be with us next week, do you have an answer to that, Twista?
Honestly, it's been the work that we've done as an Outfit X with the different parodies that we've done on our YouTube channel and the different projects that we work on. Personally, like my own personal favorite moment would probably have to be crashing a whole galaxy full of Outfit X members into the side of a cliff. But, that happens to everyone, I think.
Nice.
But it was pretty funny. People don't trust me anymore to fly galaxies, but I still do. But yeah, no, the parodies though were awesome because we got some people to pitch in that were like totally unexpected, voice singers and stuff. So it was kind of cool. We hope to keep doing it too in 2014. Definitely, we're going to be here for a while.
I was just texted by my wife in the other room. You will not be playing Planetside on the PS4, and I'll tell you what. I beg to differ, madam. I will be playing it. The PS4.
Oh, so she's listening. She's part of the show.
Kind of through the other door. So
yeah. You need to get her on a show one of these days.
I might just do that. She was on the show last week, aka the oven, and she opened.
So was your oven.
Yeah. All right. The good, the bad, and the OP.
Have another drink on me, soldier.
Okay, thank you kindly.
If you can look hard enough past all the death and all the sorrow, there are good things. You must remember that we will overcome. The good, the bad, and the overpowered.
All right, I've got to go first, don't I? So my good is going to be the same as last week's good. All those one station cash deals, I've been scooping up every one of them. For one station cash, can you really go wrong? Am I right?
Can't if it's a weapon you already own.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't buy it if I already own it, though. But I mean, I've bought helmets that I didn't like.
I'm with you there.
I bought guns that I didn't need. Guns that I didn't need. I know it was 99 station cash, but I bought a Max Ogre armor, which I thought was ugly today just for the heck of it.
I did that too.
But I mean, for one station cash, I like this has gotten me very excited. I've made sure to log in every day and, buy my one station cash items. So they're definitely getting a station cash out of me every day, or 3, depending on what it is.
I think I bought every 99 station cash item on sale.
I haven't bought the 99 station cash items, but definitely the one station cash. I bought all of them.
Yeah, there've been a lot of them that I've already owned, so I was kind of bummed. But
yeah, me too. Like today's, I owned everything in today's.
I don't buy a lot of cosmetics. I think I buy more weapons than I do cosmetics.
I think
Well, every weapon they've had so far, I've already owned.
I know it's not going to happen, but I would kill to have some max weapons on sale. That was my one down. That was my one bummer of this whole thing is they're not going to have max weapons on sale. Because I would definitely got those, but oh well.
Maybe on the last day they'll say everything one station cash.
That's not going to happen. I can pretty much guarantee that.
Of course it's not going to happen, but I can dream, can't I?
I'd be blowing cards right and left. Everything under the sun, I would own it all. Wouldn't matter if I needed it or used it or not. Every camo, every player created content wouldn't matter. What's your bad?
My bad's kind of a downer, and I'm sorry to bring everybody on the show down, but lost a coworker over the weekend. He suffered a stomach aneurysm and passed away. So,
how's that work? Stomach aneurysm.
Well, an aneurysm is just a burst blood vessel.
Yeah.
So you can get them in your stomach too.
I guess that's true. Jeez.
So
an artery or something, I guess.
Yeah. So he was having stomach and back pains for about a week, and didn't go get checked up on it. So your health is no joke. I don't want to. Kind of sucks. So I'm sorry bringing the show down, but figure I'd at least give this guy a shout out. He was a good dude.
Man, that blows.
Yeah. That'll catch you off guard right there, man.
Yes, it will. Like I said, he wasn't that much older than I am.
Stomach aneurysm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Google that. And it's
that's.
I think I might after the show.
Yeah. I have some back pain. I think I'm going to be checking out the doc tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to the hospital right now.
Yeah. I will not wait. This will not wait. I guess, you know what? I'll switch my good and bad. My bad for the week, to kind of follow up Deringer's, is Tom is out for the show he's going out for some surgery. He said that, his thoughts and prayers are with him for that. And speaking of that, my uncle died this last week, due to leukemia. So if you're speaking of health stuff, check up with your doctor once a year. It's not that much of a pain in the ass, really. I mean, get some blood work and make sure that you're being proactive about this stuff. We don't want any of our listeners to tell us they're not doing well and not have any, not know about it ahead of time. So, take care of yourselves. It's, we want to see you around so we can shoot you more in game.
Yeah, that's right. Make it a New Year resolution. Live.
Yeah. No joke. Take care of yourselves, guys.
Let's bring it around. And what was your good so we can kind of feel better now that we've
totally driven this thing into the ground. We're gonna rise back up like a phoenix. The good for the week was hunting snowmen with Nox this week. Now, Mr. Deringer here in 30 minutes accomplished what Tom and I did an entire night, like in 3 hours, because he did it in the middle of the day. But
it almost only took me 15 minutes, honestly.
Don't.
Including my gold snowman.
Don't discredit us any more than we have.
I got 9 regular snowmen and the golden snowman in 15 minutes.
I don't want to hear it. So Tom and I spent, what night was that? I don't even remember what night it was. We spent hunting snowmen.
It was Christmas Eve, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was Christmas Eve, 24th. So we were hunting snowmen. We got all of his regular snowmen. We were hunting for a gold one and just drinking, joking around, whatever. And he crashes as we're coming on to the, what is that base? It's right next to Manny Bio at the north end of Esamir, on the west side of it.
Like plane crash or game crash?
Game crash.
Okay.
So we're in a harasser, and we're rolling over the dunes, just jumping, joking around, crashing crap, having fun. And he crashes the game. I'm like, I'll just keep driving, whatever. Hopefully he comes back home. I shit you not, 15 seconds later, I roll onto a gold snowman. And right after he crashes, and I'm like, oh, God. And I'm rolling it around in my yellow SOE live camo and this harasser. I never get out of it. And
which is awesome.
Yeah, it is. The money signs, it's really bright. It's just very, very bright. And he crashes, and I watch him go down, and I find this gold snowman. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm tempted to kill this thing just so that no one else gets it. But he hasn't got one yet. So there's a lightning that rolls by. I'm like, you know what? I'll just body block this thing with a harasser. So I roll the harasser up right next to it, and I body block it from vision of the lightning. I was hoping he would get back in time, even if the lightning was shooting me, that he'd be able to shoot it. Lightning doesn't even see it. the yellow camo, I guess, was so bright it just like it blocks out the gold snowman. He drives right by. I'm like, holy shit, this might actually work.
So it was a friendly lightning?
Yeah, it was a friendly lightning because we're right next to the NC Warp Gate at this point. And we're only like a hex away. And so I literally spend like 5 minutes while I'm waiting for him to get back on, positioning the harasser where the snowman sits between the two wheels of the harasser on one end as the whole yellow thing just surrounds like a good like 180 degrees of it, pointing to the road. And I get a flash that drives by. I get two vanguards that drive by and a Sunny that drives by, and none of them shoot it. And I'm sitting there just kind of like just chilling, rolling around in the middle of my vehicle. I'm wondering like, why are none of these people wondering why I'm on top of this fucking hill? Like just looking at them while they're driving by. I was expecting someone just to shoot it. And he comes back on, drop pods on top of it, and kills it. So, and I say literally that 5 minutes was the most stressful 5 minutes of I've ever had.
Defending a snowman against friendlies.
Yeah, against friendlies nonetheless. And it's been a while since I've had that much fun in the game. But that was my good for the week. With that said, hopefully we can continue this up climb of hope with Twista X.
Yeah. Well, my good. Deringer might want to log off on this part, but they took out the Zoe. I'm sure we're all happy about that.
We've hit a plateau.
Well, they didn't take it out, but they modified it.
I still have
yeah, but it's not good anymore, so no more farming for you. But anyway, I think they made a good change to it. It just the part that we were discussing earlier, Torkz and I and a couple other guys the other day, that they refunded all of the freaking certs for it, and I didn't think that was right because it's not cross faction, and the Vanu got a pretty good cert refund, but either way, the Zoe's been modified and it needed it. And
I will
of course,
agree with you on the cert refund because I feel they should have done a cert refund on the harassers too.
Yeah, we were talking about that too.
I think if they had done it on the harassers, people wouldn't be complaining so much about Zoe.
Right.
The refund.
Yeah. Well, I don't see as many Zoe maxes anymore, so that's kind of cool because I mean that the stats showed it all whenever Higby posted those.
Believe me, I abused Zoe. I know too.
You bastard. But
what? Come on. You're trying to tell me that when the Scat Max wasn't God of all gods, you guys didn't abuse the Scat Max to no end?
I don't know if the Scat Max was all that good ever. Like, it was good, but I don't think...
Come on, in a biolab, a Scat Max wasn't instant death?
No.
Yeah.
No,
that was like in beta, right? That was in beta.
Well, that was many, many months ago, but still.
That was when the pellet damage and the cone of fire for the Scat was so short.
Yeah. And
you could
walk
literally...
up and one-shot people in the face with the thing.
Well, yeah.
But either way, I agree. The Zoe was OP, and I used it to that effect. But I expect anybody who would be given that opportunity to do it. So
the biggest bitch behind Zoe was primarily because of how long it stayed.
Oh, yeah.
Like the way it was. And that's, the performance took precedence over everything, balance and everything else. And the Zoe just happened to fall in the iteration where that was the case. And
again,
so,
my biggest complaint now is that I can't turn it off once I turn it on, and I don't think that is
probably the way it should have been to begin with.
Yeah, but I don't think that's right. You can turn everything else off. That's my only complaint.
I like a Vanguard shield. Once you burn it, it's on cooldown.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't turn it off.
You can't turn it off. I didn't realize that.
No, you turn on Vanguard shield's burned. Like
that I did not know. But you can turn on and off the max Aegis shield, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, you have a cooldown. So as you pull up and as you pull down the shield, there's like a.
Well, I wouldn't be adverse to a cooldown once I stop using it. But
well,
it has to be on, and I can't turn it off at all.
See, the thing about that is that the Aegis shield, it's only a defense mechanism. It cannot. We can't shield butt an infantry. We can't do nothing. Right. We can tuck ourselves in a corner and hope that nobody sees us, or somebody with C4 doesn't fly over us. But that's it. I mean, if we had one arm sticking out, then that's OP. Where you're behind the shield, but you got one scat arm out the right side.
So I'm taking more damage as my current iteration.
Yeah, but the damage you're taking,
turn off.
The damage percent you're taking over the damage dealt out.
Oh,
is
I agree, but I'm thinking situational periods where I'd just like to turn it off and let the cooldown expire.
Yeah, my biggest gripe with the Zoe, it wasn't really the damage, it was the movement and the fact that they could hit you so hard from like across a biolab because the weapons are so damn accurate. It was the magazine size, I think, that was killing it.
Oh, I agree. No, you're absolutely right. I won't argue. I won't argue at all. It definitely needed a nerf.
There's a combination between the fact that Vanu as a faction inherently have more accurate, obviously less drop weapons, but the point was they're supposed to have somewhat of a lower DPS, so there's a balance there, right? When you take that balance out by introducing an ability that overcomes it and some, you're exploiting the basic, the basic good point of Vanu. And it seems like it's just, you can destroy people from a distance because, like you said, they have no weapon drop and their accuracy is amazing.
Hey, don't look at me. I always wanted the jump jets on the maxes.
Because that's not OP. Yeah.
I'd settle for that. I mean, we used to kill them in Planetside 1, we'll kill them in Planetside 2.
Yeah.
And plus the Vanus, the maxes still have high heels, so you guys are set. So if anybody hasn't ever noticed, you look at the Vanu max feet, they looks like they're wearing high heels, so take a look at that next time you get a chance. And I guess we'll move on to my bad for the, week. Just today and a little bit of yesterday, the servers have been lagging terribly on Connery. I don't know if it's because there's an influx of players coming in from Matherson. But people just floating all over the place. And apparently my body was floating somewhere because I'd be inside of a spawn room and just die. So I think there was some kind of server sync issues happening this week, and that was kind of bad. Did you guys experience anything like that?
Me, honestly, no. With friggin' Christmas and now work, I haven't had much time to play.
I put in about 15, 20 hours this last week. And it primarily was on me and C on Connery. I didn't see much. I'll take that back. I did see two dudes, one Vanu, Max, and one, I couldn't distinguish what he was, just skittering across the sky. And I don't know what that was about, but it'd been a while since I'd seen it. So.
Yeah, when you kill somebody, their body like still stands up, but they lay down at the same time, so it looks like they're doing 1,000 sit-ups. Yeah,
they kind of like jitter around the floor. Yeah.
Hey, there's only one way we can fit in that spandex.
Wow.
1,000 sit-ups, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's why T-Ray picks Vanu.
It's like chicks in their yoga pants,
Uh-huh.
You gotta work to be able to get into those. Not everybody can wear them.
All right. ReachCast mail.
Oh, it's a perfect morning. Great timing, the mailman's just coming.
Morning. Here's the mail. Big bag. See you later.
He must be in a hurry to get away. Very strange. What's the sticking sound? Going to take a look here in this bag of mail. Oh no!
Now you just open the ReachCast mail bag.
Officially T-Ray's favorite bumper in the show.
All right, so we have no calls this week. We just have an email, correct?
Correct.
All right, so our email this week is from Junk and Stuff. He says this is Junk and Stuff, TR Connery and EXE. Also Funk Gnome, NC Connery in War Machine. That's VVAR for those keeping score. He says, love the show, even though you guys ripped on my home state of New Jersey.
Mordor? Driving into Mordor?
He says, I should send the boss, Mr. Springsteen, to have a talk with you.
Talk. Quotations.
I would like to see more of a segment, kind of like ReachCast University, where you can showcase off interesting tactics for the Planetside 2 folks. He wants to give he gave us a few examples, but we've been going pretty long on the show, so I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to read the the 666 NC Aegis Shield Wall Door one because I like that one. He said, I've noticed videos and playstyles from groups like the Devil Dogs, which they utilize NC Maxes with Aegis shields. They have them block choke point doors near capture points. After taking some shots and the enemy is reloading, they then move away from the door and have the infantry behind them open fire with everything that they've got. They then move back into the door to block the backfire. Do you guys use that tactics, Twista?
Not that in particular tactic, but we do use maxes quite a bit. And, we have been known to block doorways, but we don't use the fire back method. We usually kill them ourselves with the maxes.
Mm. Cool.
I guess that could work, but it's 6-6.
I've seen it used a lot. Running up against Devil Dogs, all of a sudden there'll be like shields all across the door. And
man,
they're absolutely right. Everybody starts reloading, and then boom, the shields are gone, and you're just getting ripped to shreds.
Man, they don't even need shields on the Devil Dogs. They're all meat shields.
Man.
So he finishes up by saying, your current show is very informative and funny. I'd just like to hear more regarding interesting things you and your listeners have seen. There are so many different ways I've seen bases taken over, and I think this is often lost among the conversations about maps and bases being too stale to enjoy. Keep up the good work, strengthen unity, live free in the NC, and all that other stuff. Junkin' stuff /Funk Gnome.
Cool. Thanks, man.
We should pass this on to Tom, because this is his bag. I bet you he'll come up with some...
He'd probably enjoy this. Like he mentions actually one of them that I've seen a lot that I thought was funny. The VS, he calls it the VS site, the bad haircut. And it's when sites roll up and basically run parallel or essentially horizontal across platforms that people are on.
We do it on the platforms and the biodomes.
Yeah, just murder people
people.
Yeah, it's so there was some video a while back. Some dude did it and killed like 20 something people
in one pass.
Yeah, in one pass. It was horrible. I was like, oh my.
Then you run into a smart outfit like Outfit X who set up turrets to prevent.
Oh yeah, because they don't hit a turret and the thing explodes.
Well, the thing is, the people with the turrets usually go all the way to the end of the platform. They don't set up in the middle. So what you're getting with the bad haircut is you're getting all the medics and the NGs that are keeping the maxes up.
Oh man!
So you do it just a little bit back from the edge because that's where most of the turrets don't get deployed.
If we run across anything that's it's really interesting, we'll put up. We might put it in university. That's fine.
Yeah.
I know that we're working on. We're going into contact info and stuff next, so the show's almost over. But we're gonna grab some voice actors for a Stories from the Battlefield again. A lengthier one that's a couple pieces long from an older Goater writer, and you guys will hopefully get it soon. But if you want to do some voice acting for one of these pieces, hit us up. We'll put you in it. But we hope to do a several part session for Stories from the Battlefield to give you you lore junkies out there something to listen to for Planetside. So that's coming up. That said, let's knock out some contact info. ReachCastShow.com is the website. ReachCastShow@gmail.com is the email. You can call us, and we'll put your call on the show. It's 415-787-3224. Unless you get past 3 minutes, and we won't. So, show Twitter is at ReachCastShow. My Twitter is at ReachCastTorkz. Tom. Oh, sorry, go ahead, man.
I was going to say mine is at the Deringer.
Tom's is at Malphite's the Man. And what is yours, Mr. Twista?
My personal is at TwistaX, and the outfit is at OutfitX. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Steve, Cliff, John, Jenny Boo, and the Hammer. That's it for this week's show. Take care of you guys. Take care of yourselves, guys, this week, and hope to see you on PS4 soon.
You won't see me. Have a good night.
That's right, Sergeant. You made the call. All right, soldiers. You've done a great job here today. Let's get our stuff and get the hell out of here.
No, I beg to differ, good sir. I bought the damn thing, and I forbid you to play Planetside on it. Man,
she should have really just busted in.
I guess I'll have to wait for it.
You can't play on that. 'Cause that would have been good.
I will find a way.
Oh, I found the Higby interview finally. Hold on.
Fucking controller with me.
Oh yeah. I'll buy one. I'll buy one and hide it.
I'll take the whole damn thing with me.
To work?
It back.
To
Oh
work?
yeah. Oh,
If you
yeah.
sell it, make sure to buy my gun before you come back.
I'm not
home.
buying shit for you.
You still owe me that gun from
You're
Christmas.
not playing fucking Planetside on that. You
Oh,
have
I
that.
will.
You will not.
I will.
I
We need to
bought
put this
it.
on the show.
Come on. You're
We'll
not
see.
playing shit on it.
I will play it.
No, you won't.
We'll see. When you come home from work. Ow, God, it hurts. Just throwing dog brushes at me. Ow! Okay, it's enough. It's enough.
All right, I just linked it,
Except-
and he says, "Here's Higby's direct thing." It says,
We'll see.